You are now tuned to BS3 Network. BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
It's Queen3 and King. It's Queen3 and King. Queen3 and King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. Queen3 and King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. It's Queen3 and King on BS3 Network. Queen3 and King.
Thank you, Miss Producer. Bring that beat back, because I had the head nod going, and put me down here in the gutter with my best friend. If you see us down here, the foundation, and let me go on and put the, that way you see how it's supposed to go anyway. We got men at the bottom and we got men in the middle. You see how we do it. We finna break this new double standard. Today's topic. Help me out, Miss Producer. Hell, I can't remember it. The new double standard, is that what it is? If you don't help me out, I'm going to bring you on so they can see your mystical headband on.
Don't do that.
Oh, no.
It is the new double standard with our special guest host, Derrick Smith of Man Talk Mondays, and Mr. Jeff Gilyard, my BFF bestie. Husband of the Doc on our Perspective podcast, and he is a supporter of all things BS3 Network. We'll get to our introduction soon. I don't know why the producer cut this beat so quick. She knows how much I like it, and she know that Mika like the cabbage patch off of it. Go on, Mika. I don't know what kind of cabbage patch that is, and I don't know why she holding her lips like that, but
because if you don't do your mouth like this, is not for real.
Yeah, but maybe you got supposed to have it some chapstick on it, or some Vaseline, or some Crisco, something. Hell, I don't know what you need to put on.
Not Crisco.
Already. But all right, let's go ahead and get to our introductions. We will start out north with the season queen, also known as Coco, Boney Maroney, Skinny Minnie, Darling Nikki, the Glamour herself. Talk to the people quick.
Darling Nikki is my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, because that was during your freaky stage.
Oh.
Yeah, you know the words. Yeah, you know the words. You know the words of Darling Nikki. One day I may have a producer put them up during your introduction.
Yeah, you need to.
Pastor, don't sing them for her right quick, Pastor. Go ahead.
Not the pastor.
I almost got a whooping for them words when I was a kid. I didn't know what I was singing.
Right,
I was just going around the house singing. I got to the point met in a hotel live. My mom
That's
said,
yeah. What?
Oh, I said, what? What's wrong?
Right.
I was singing, man.
Oh my
Right.
God.
One day that may need to be a show of talking about getting in trouble for saying something you didn't know was a bad word or a bad phrase. Because that'll be a good show. Yeah, Nick, I don't know. Yeah, Nick, I don't know if you remember, but you know how we used to ride our bikes in the circle on Lake right there.
Yes.
With all of Marissa's house used to be down there. The Jacksons used to stay down there. The Lipskins used to stay down there. The Sharps was over there. So we would ride down there, and we would play like those little things. And Dentist in the Street was our stop signs and stuff.
Yeah.
So we were a stoplight. So we were riding around the thing, and while no adults was outside, one kid went on the side of the house and peed, and somebody said, "Dang, your piss is thick." And so everybody, while no adults was out there, was calling them thick piss. Okay.
Oh my God.
I didn't know what the hell piss meant at the time, because Nikki and her friends was about 2 years older than me, so I was probably one of the youngest out there. So I kept riding my bike around saying thick piss, thick piss, thick piss. And Marissa came outside, which was an adult, and heard me saying it, and she goes, "Baby, come here." And I went over there. She goes, "You can't be saying that. Do you even know what that means?" I'm like, "No, ma'am." She's like, "Don't say that." Yeah, we're gonna have to do that show. All right. Next we go to the educator queen, known as Meba, TT, Let's see, she probably the third or fourth best dressing maker in the family. I think she right behind. Do I put Linda above her on dressing?
Boy,
Ooh,
you
don't
put
look
only,
like that.
boy, the only person above me is Mama.
Don't do Aunt Linda.
I'm gonna put her behind Aunt Linda, because Aunt Linda dressing got some age on yours. You ain't old enough to know how to cook dressing better than somebody that's how old Linda is. 80 what?
Oh
I
wow.
hope she on here.
I can say that because I did something nice with my Aunt Linda, y'all. She says that she don't like me, but she loved me. So she painted her nails blue to give the Cowboys luck last night. And since they won, I told her, keep your fingernails blue, baby. And as long as you do, I'm going to go ahead and pay for this next manicure. So I sent her some money this morning to pay for her next manicure. So
All right, Aunt Linda.
I ain't going to talk about that they forgot to put some lotion on her hands, but at
Uh-uh.
least her nails was blue. So I'm sorry, Season Queen. Go ahead. Fourth best dressing maker. You want to say hi to everybody?
Four.
Four.
It was 2 or 3.
I think I'm going to put Weeda ahead of you, too.
Uh,
Maddie. Even though she don't know how to make no giblet gravy, I have to
Yeah.
make Maddie giblet gravy for her. But she,
Giblet gravy is hard.
yeah. No, it ain't.
I hate
Derrick don't even believe that, do you, Derrick? The
Derrick is a cook.
pastor know that ain't it. Hey, that's
simple.
easy, ain't it?
It's simple.
So yeah,
But
that's
you're welcome for your chicken and dressing this
yeah.
weekend.
Now you see why she fourth, Pastor. Because she think it's hard. All right. And while we're at it, that goes ahead and brings us to the pastor, Derrick Smith of Man Talk Mondays. As I was thinking about introductions earlier today, I said, I'm going to call him the straight man of Man Talk Mondays. I said, but then that's going to make it seem like John Lewis is gay, and that's not straight by calling
Don't do
Derrick
that.
straight man. I mean, the non-funny guy, but I can't say that because he's funny too. So let's just say the other side of Man Talk Mondays,
right.
Pastor Derrick Smith. Talk to us, Pastor.
Hey, what's going on, good people? Good to be here with the kings and the queens.
Good to have you.
I'm gonna have to have Pastor Smith on more frequently because he got his Barry White setting on his microphone, don't he? Welcome to Queen3 and Queen. We're gonna do a quiet storm tonight.
Got to turn up that low gain on it.
Tell everybody, how do you put up with John Yogi Lewis every week? What is the trick? You drink as a pastor? What is it?
That's my dude, man. Yeah, we've been rocking for a while, man, even before the podcast. So you know, we just been having conversations, and we just decided to get in front of the camera and have the conversations. So it's just gonna roll like that, man. It's been good. We're enjoying it though.
Yes, sir. Y'all can be found Mondays at 7 p.m., right?
Yes, Mondays at 7 p.m. on Facebook. Yeah,
and you don't want to miss it. That's a good show, man. That is a good podcast, one of the best out there, in my opinion. What about Overcoverings Empowerment Ministry? Are you still doing that on Sundays, where people can find that as well?
Yeah, we're still doing it Sundays at 10 o'clock a.m. And it's also on Facebook. You can catch us live. I teach. I have a teaching ministry, and we teach on principles and things that are in the Bible, the kingdom principles and stuff. So yeah.
Yep. You want to tune that in. At the end of the show, we'll let everybody get our social medias and stuff like that, so y'all can follow them. And next, my BFF bestie. See, it ain't like y'all besties. This is the best bestie out there. You know, the husband to, he is the reason why I extended the opportunity to Dr. Gilyard, and you know, without him there would be no her. Talk to us, Jeff.
That's right. Bring it in right. Let me got to kick her out of her she get comfortable in her chair. Yes, I am the husband of Doc, Latoya Carter, and I'm glad to be here, happy to be here. They finally let me on a show, let me say something. So, you know, let's get into it.
Yeah, he's always commenting on the shows and whatnot, and saying, because that's how we became BFFs, because our comments and our thoughts and stuff like that, we agreed on every perspective show, every other show we was in the viewing audience. It was like we was high-fiving in the chat room, basically. virtual high five. So
Absolutely.
when I extended him the opportunity to come on and discuss this topic, he was like, hell yeah. He said, tell me when, because I'm gonna put out the shisha in about an hour ready so I can get in there and do some push-ups and stuff like that before the show. So, all right, cool. Glad to have you, brother, and just be comfortable. Everybody that come on the show is family, man. So,
yes, sir.
Let your hair down. No pun intended. Let your hair down and just speak freely, sir. All right, now let's go ahead and go to our mental health minute.
And now it's time for the mental health minute with the seasoned queen, Nicole Briscoe.
Okay, on this coming weekend in the city of Arlington, there's going to be a suicide walk, a prevention walk, and it's called Out of the Darkness, and it's a community walk. And after the podcast, I'm going to have you guys some more information so that you guys can register if you would like to make a team or want to go even donate. I'll have the link to all of that after the podcast. Right after the podcast, I will go in and put it in our Queen3 King group. And I hope that everybody, if you can't make it, at least make a donation, because every little bit helps, no matter how much it is. I don't care if it's $5, $10, or $100. They just make sure that you can help, because you never know. One of us could be in the same situation with one of our family members at some point. But I pray not, but you just never know how things can happen. So I just want y'all to just make sure that you can at least do something. I don't care how much it is, but just help that foundation out.
Right. Again, that is the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Yes.
The walk is this Saturday, October the 21st.
Yes.
Again, if you can go to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, their website, and it is called the DFW Metro Walk. It'll be at the Levitt Pavilion in Arlington, Texas. So support them. I must say, and Derrick would probably agree, and even Jeff would probably agree, that we do enough on our podcast to really hold our community accountable for some stuff that we do that's silly, whether it be men, whether it be the women, whether it be us as couples, whether it be us as parents. We try to do it in a fun way, but at the end of the day, we're trying to help people and hold them accountable. So what I'll do here is give us kudos as a community and say that from a mental health standpoint, we have done a much better job of addressing our mental health issues, talking about it, and making sure everybody is comfortable with it and they feel like they're in a safe place to be able to deal with it. So I want to give us kudos on that one, because it credit where credit is due.
Right.
All right. Thank you for that. And now let's get a few comments out of the way to welcome the viewers that we have, and then we'll dive into our first video after that. All right, we have Facebook users in the building that says, hey, let's make sure that there is a link in the description of the show. Make sure you get Facebook permission to publish your name. And I'm just going to assume, I don't know if this my man, it's one or two people. It's either Dr. Selena or it is Dr. Toya, one of the two. And I ain't
my girl. That's my girl.
That's probably Dr. Latoya.
That's my girl.
So there she is, again, a perspective, and you need to tune in to her and Eric Butler on what is that, Thursday nights?
Thursday, 8:30.
8:30. And Facebook user said it is a really good beat. Yeah, I appreciate that. But I know. And then we got Aunt Weeda in the building. She goes, hey guys.
Hey,
Facebook user was laughing at something funny that I said. Who knows? There's so many things.
Oh my God.
Where it gone?
And then Aunt Weeda says Ted John was talking about me on the show yesterday. Really? Ain't no telling what he said. And I know he didn't hold back either, I'm sure.
Oh man, she was dropping some good information yesterday. It was good. It was good.
CJ in the building said,
Hey,
what's
CJ.
good, y'all?
Hey, CJ.
I'm sure CJ is somewhere with a bandana on or lifting some weights, one of the two. holding his son.
Mhm.
Jungle Brother, what's up, man? He goes, "Where's Brian?" This ain't the forecast. Brian is on the forecast on Monday nights. Every time I'm on the TV, he ain't on the TV. That ain't how this works. So I don't know where he at. Call him, hey, Jungle Brother.
Hey, Selena.
Hey, Selena.
Okay, what's up? What's up, Selena? How you doing, sweetheart?
Go my doc right there.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
All right. Let's see. Was that our last comment? Okay, cool. All right, let's play that first video, ma'am, and then we'll break that down.
Should a man care about what his woman wears?
No. Oh my Lord. No, I don't think so.
So a question for y'all could just raise your hands too, show of hands. Do y'all want y'all man to lead the relationship? Okay. Y'all all want the man to lead the relationship. Do y'all want that man to protect and provide for you?
Hell yeah.
For sure.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Part of the man protecting you is understanding that the world doesn't owe you understanding.
True.
Meaning that there are bad apples out there of men and women. So a man having a standard of a dress code for his woman when she's going out in public is part of him protecting you from yourself of things that you may not even be aware of. I would say that the man that has more standards for his woman loves her more.
Of course.
Right? Because the man that has less standards, think about it.
Don't care.
I can have two girls. The girl that I have more standards with, everyone knows I love her more. She's not really going to the club like that. She's dressing modestly, and I keep her around in a close circle. But then I could be talking to another girl, and I don't really care what she does. I'm just hitting it. There's no emotional ties. But the girl that I have more standards for, it's obvious that I love her more.
Okay, all right.
We'll start at the upper left-hand corner if you're facing your screen to the educator queen, because I know you got something to say about that. He done told you don't put that on. Do we have a right to do so?
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to take a drink right quick because that shit didn't stand easy at all, did it?
You see that
had to get past the road, didn't it?
A long pause right there.
You want to elaborate?
I would only say that because he said the exact point. He's protecting you from people out in the world who he may understand what you're wearing. He may not, he may think it's fine, but it may be somebody who's out there who feels like because she's dressed a certain way that he has a right to put his hands on her or to approach her or to do something that's inappropriate. Right. So I agree.
Awesome. Let's go jump over to the seasoned queen, ma'am.
Yes, I absolutely agree. I agree hard. My heart is all in with what he's saying.
Okay.
Exactly.
So Kenny didn't stop you from walking out the house looking like you were looking Sunday.
What was I? Boy, I was looking
wearing
good.
them jeans so tight they look like they come from 1987. So let me ask you this. What about, because there are some schools of thoughts that men is like, well, if I'm going to be with her, I'm a little more lax on what she wears. But when you by yourself, I'm a little bit less lax. What about your thought process on that? Do you agree or disagree with that stance?
I can agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with that.
All right. Let's go on over to the pastor. Pastor, you saw the video. He said that, hey, the world don't owe you understanding. You may not have no intent when you put this on, but the world don't owe you nothing. You ain't entitled to understanding just because, you were, I had a pastor that used to say, if you don't want to be treated like a hoe, don't wear the whole uniform. Talk to me, pastor.
And not the uniform.
Talk to me, pastor.
No, he made a great point, and it's crazy that the women sitting there, I don't even call them women, the little girls that were sitting there, they didn't understand this because number one, men protect through instruction.
Right.
That's part of our protection. When we're saying something, hey, don't go this way, go that way. Don't wear this, don't. It's part of the love that we show, and we know how crazy dudes are. We know, and if everybody
because we are dudes,
exactly. If everybody did what they should do, the world would be a better place. But that ain't how people operate. So you can't say, "Well, I should be able to go out without somebody saying something to me," but it don't roll that way. So have some social awareness and understand it's crazy people out there.
Ooh, that's
I agree with that.
That's a big statement. That's a big social awareness. And social awareness should be put in the same category as common sense. Everybody ain't got it, man.
That's true.
Everybody ain't got it, man. Some people are so oblivious to what is going on around them, man. They have no idea about their surroundings, man. Okay, that's a good word. So, bestie, BFF, Doc come out of there. She finna get ready to go to this conference, and she got this skin tight. She getting ready to go. Skin tight. What you doing, homeboy?
First of all, she might be late. Might be late. But and then again, I might have suggested the skin tight. Okay. I mean, I like to feel looking good all the time, with me or without me. You know what I mean?
I heard that.
But I mean, yeah, some things aren't appropriate in certain settings because, like you said, we're dudes and we know, and so you can tell by based on where they're going, who gonna have something to say about what you got. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know, they're gonna have something to say about mine. Yeah. What you got on. So hey, you might want to put on a longer coat or something. You know what I mean? And it's not to insult you, but it's to protect you, like Pastor was saying. Yeah. If you don't want the unwanted attention, then let's not leave the house, because if I'm looking, they gonna look too.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say what my bestie and pastor may not want to say right now, but I done been that dude that done went out loud to a chick. I'm not necessarily ashamed to admit, but I'm shamed to admit. I ain't ashamed, but I'm shamed. But I've been that dude that done say out loud, like God, dog. So I know they exist. So Jeff,
I got a high five in the mall once.
Said a high five.
Yeah, I turned around and he said, "Man, all right," and he gave me a high five.
That brotherhood kick in. You be like, "Ooh, you saw that too?" It was not a word said, but we look at each other like,
"Hey, we done had that moment. A perfect stranger. Me and the dude done caught each other looking at it. We look at each other and just shake our head with each other." Like, God, dog. Yeah. I know, man. We look at each other with them. I know eyes.
Yeah, we visual creatures, man. We visual creatures.
Right. So let me ask you this about this whole thing. It just kind of hit me in a new way while everybody was talking. Is the reason why, and again, I think John and Derrick do a good job on their show of talking and explaining to their audience that we're speaking in generality. That's all we can do right now. We understand that this does not cover 100% of the couples or 100% of the situation. We get it. We're speaking in generality. So understand that. But is it the reason why females may have an issue with this? Is it because this is too close to what we do as parents in regulating? So they're like, wait a minute, I regulate my kids' dress code. I tell them what to wear and what they don't wear. I tell them what to wear, owe them and don't owe them. You can't be telling me XYZ because I'm grown. Mika, does it have something to do with the fact that this is real close to how we parent our kids?
I'm going to state what Derrick said earlier. Those are girls may have a problem with that. They may compare it to kids. But again, you have to... Like, as I've gotten older, I always think about, well, why did he say that? He didn't say that because he wants to parent me. It has to be a deeper reasoning under that. So, no, I don't think it's because of that. But I think the younger you are and the less mature you are and the less wisdom you do hold or have, I think that has something to do with it. Because, some girls are just like, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm a grown woman. I ain't, yada, yada, yada. But I think it has to do with wisdom and maturity versus parenting.
Okay. Hey, Derrick, what do you think, sir? Does that? I saw you kind of nodding a little bit when
because people don't understand the whole purpose of being an adult is learning how to parent yourself.
That's
And if
good.
somebody has to come along and keep telling you something that you should already be doing, you should already know, then you have to admit you are not as mature. See, if we think getting grown is all about being able to do what I want to do, now getting grown is knowing how to properly manage yourself without somebody having to stay on you 24/7.
That's good.
That's really what it's about. So if you got somebody, you know, like the Bible say, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I dressed like a child.
Right.
When I became grown, I put away childish things.
Yeah.
And you have to understand you have a responsibility not only to yourself, but to everybody around you to conduct yourself and handle yourself in a manner to where everybody can stay safe.
Well, I reacted as a child. You know, in fact, see, he hit on something that was real key. I actually was doing some coaching of a staff member earlier this week, and I gave him a compliment in the middle of correcting him on a topic, and because I said, I know this is bothering you that I'm correcting you on this, and the reason why it is because you're a good worker, and good workers are always bothered when they get correction because they know they are conscientious about their work. So it's bugging you. You're not even upset at me for saying it. It's bugging you that you missed it, that you had a blind spot. You know, so sometimes these women who really, once they have an opportunity to sit with it, they'll be okay with it. But initially they know, God, dog, I'm conscientious. I should know this. I shouldn't be doing this, but they can't let it go right then and there. If that makes any sense, right?
Yeah.
Nikki, how much of this is so close to how we parent kids, and certain women may be operating in pride and be like, you can't tell me I'm grown.
I can tell you that a lot of women are walking in pride because I was that woman.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I was that woman. So when you first get in a marriage or a relationship and the guy says, well, why are you dressing like this, or why you wear whatever it is you got on that's too short and all that kind of stuff. I was mad about that. What? You ain't my husband. You know, you can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I understood that, because when I got married, my husband, if I wore something that was inappropriate, that he thought was inappropriate, if I was going out with my girls or whatever, then yeah, he would say something. Because you always tell me you don't know who's out there and what they may do.
Right.
It's while you out with your girls.
Right.
So that's how I started to relate to what he was saying, was because I've had to think about it. And as I matured and got older in the marriage and stuff, I understood what he was saying. So I wanted to please my husband, so I did what he wanted me to do. Yeah,
because there is some unspoken communication. So, but you have you telling me that you done went in the hot. Ken done made you go change, is what you?
No, I didn't change. Not the first time. Because the girl was good.
I understand you, but I'm gonna leave this shit on. What?
I heard you though.
What?
Yeah, I heard you. I don't want to bang.
Next time I'll do better.
I'm looking good. Yeah. But on next time, I got you.
And so when Nikki was talking, it hit me too that, hey, we're not giving all men blanket. We're not defending all men in this, because we understand that some men, it is about control. Okay.
Yes, that's true.
You know, there may be something that you done been told is inappropriate that if me, Jeff, and Pastor looked at it, we'd be like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Right. You know, so again, this is not blanket for all men. Again, we're speaking in generalities. So some men may be using it as a form of control, but there's a difference between being controlling and being in control in a situation.
Right.
Because a man is supposed to be in control at the house. He's just not supposed to be controlling.
Yes.
If that makes any sense. All right. BFF, talk to me. Is this because it's so close to parenting that they like I'm grown. You can't tell me what to do. Yeah, they call me Doc on my podcast. You can't say what I'm supposed to do.
It's largely been shared over and over again, but it's largely maturity. You know, they like they said, a girl will act out and lash out, but a mature woman, a seasoned queen. I've been waiting to say that this whole time.
All right,
Seasoned person, a more mature, disciplined adult will see both sides. Now, of course, she may not go change this time, but it's in the back of her mind.
Right.
The seed has been planted. So that way, even when she feels uncomfortable in that moment, she'll be like, oh, he said something. I should have listened to him.
There you go, man. I love that. That's a great point, man. Great point. She may not do nothing right there. That's a lesson for the fellas, too, is that sometimes make your case and leave it alone.
Right.
If she doesn't react right then and there, sometimes your reaction, if you've planted the seed, give it time to grow.
Yep.
Give it time to grow. Don't beat it into the ground, because then you're going to damage the seed.
Right.
Plant it, water it, baby. You know, I love you. I'm not saying this to be controlling. I'm just saying this because I done been dude before.
Right.
You may want to rethink your outfit, you know, and leave it alone. Go back to watching, you know, the Cowboys get their head kicked in by the 49ers. But leave it alone, you know, because that sometimes may have a more impactful, you know, effect on her than if you kept arguing it in. Right?
Yeah,
you made the point. If you're right about it, you know you're right. Make your point. Move on. Okay. All right. Let's get to some of these comments, and then we will play the next video. I think that one went well. But before I get into the comments, I just want to say what he said on the video. He said standards equals love. Boundaries equals love. Sound a lot like spare the rod, spoil the child to me, right? So when you give boundaries to a kid, do you give them because you don't like that kid? You're trying to protect that kid.
Right.
You're trying to, you know, you're trying to secure that kid's future. So when people give you boundaries, that don't mean I don't like you. When I give you boundaries, and if you're a good leader, they're going to give you boundaries. But I got a word for men too. Set the boundaries, but let them operate within them freely. Don't try to control how you move. Wait, no, you can't move from the right corner to the left corner of the boundary. No, don't, you know, no. You started in the middle of the boundary. You can't go left. You always got to go right. Set the boundary and let them operate within the boundary freely. Okay. So again, boundaries is not a bad thing. All right, let's get these comments and then we'll go to the next video. We have Amanda in the building, and she said, hey, all right, y'all, what's up, Amanda? Anybody know Amanda? Before I say something about her eyes? Hey, Amanda, send me, post a video up here so I can see them eyes. They so looking cat-like cute to the king dog over here. All right, we appreciate you for coming on, Amanda. Let us know how you heard about us, Amanda. All right. And we said the unnamed Facebook user is Toya Carter Gilyard. Thank you, ma'am. Latoya, there she is. She's showing up, and look.
Hey, Latoya.
Look at her. She got that hair straight right now.
All right,
can't even concentrate real good. Right? She said, if I'm with you, let me wear whatever. If I'm alone, you can have a say. Hey, I got no problem with that. Because I'm telling you, that's closer to how I operate. If I'm with you, I'm going to probably be a little bit more lax, you know, because I'm there, you know, et cetera, because I actually like candy too.
Facts.
Doc Carter also said social awareness is a great point. Fantastic. And we just says the majority of the time a man is jealous of his woman and don't like for other guys to be looking.
Oh no.
Some men like for other guys to look at their own woman. I'm not gonna say the majority of the time. I'll say on occasion it is a jealousy situation. Let me just say this: if that man is worthy for you to marry, if that man is worthy for you to be shacking with, and like John say, come off the top rope, then he ought to be worthy enough to have some input on your attire. Because at the end of the day, you address him. Pastor, you got something?
But you know what? It's really an instance of that man is calculating whether he could protect you in a situation.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because the right dude, if he that dude, dudes ain't gonna say nothing to you because of him.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna go to him. But if he not that dude, then people will test it. And if he's not confident in his ability to protect you in that, he gonna be like, now take it out. He like, man, protect both of us tonight.
That's right.
That's good.
You know?
Yeah.
So that play into it too, because you got some guys. If he that dude, people like, oh, that's old girl. That's his old girl, man. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. They be like, hey, baby, you know you didn't give it me because I got an upcut like Mike Tyson. Hey, you know, because my hair real shiny. And Awita says all the females in our family wears our jeans tight. Yeah, we know. You know, that's why our family's so doggone big. CJ said, I'm kind of in the middle, but I get what he's saying. I feel like communication is key. There's some women that will dress in some really revealing clothes, but if their man is okay with it, then I guess it's on them. Yeah, whatever is good for you and your household, do.
Right.
You know, again, we're speaking in generalities. All right. Ben, who put the BS and BS3, says good evening.
Hey,
and I know
Ben.
Erica wear what she wants to wear. She look, you try to say something else, she just look at you and walk on out the door. Look at Paul. Paul talking about Kenny put his foot down. All right. CJ say, I also feel like it depends on the woman's personality herself. If she has strong morals and she's very direct, then I guess it may not be a problem. But if she's already has a flirty personality, and then she at the club bumping that sexy red, throwing that thing back, then I can definitely see how it can be an issue. And let's see if he's in a relationship, adding on the post I made. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and play that second video.
If your man woke you up at 2 a.m., he said, baby, can you cook me a meal? Would you cook your man a meal if he woke you up at 2 a.m.?
No. Just being honest.
What about you, Kiki?
It all depends on how I'm feeling.
All right, it depends.
Oh, another depends.
It depends on the situation.
Here's another question. If an intruder broke inside the house, would you or would you not expect your man to go downstairs and handle that break at the door? Natasha.
Absolutely.
Allie.
Yes.
Kiki.
All I'm saying is if you don't, it's over after that.
Yeah, I would expect that.
What I've heard was that a woman's wifey duty is based off her feelings, right? It depends on how I feel. But the man's duty of protecting you, it's mandatory. How is it a fair deal?
These are so different. Like,
Yeah,
one is like,
they're
you're
not-
the one is like you're both about to die, maybe.
Right, and if you don't
and the
do
other
it,
one
you're
is
gonna
you
die
might
too.
not eat.
So it's not about the situation. It's about what the man is attracted to, and it's about what the woman is attracted to. The man is attracted to femininity, submissiveness. The woman is attracted to masculinity, protecting and providing. So if you're not giving what we are naturally attracted to, it's not a fair deal if we have to always give you what you're naturally attracted to. That's going to protect you. Make sense?
You had a lot to say when I posted this in the group. Say it now. In front of your homeboy Derrick Smith.
What?
You ain't froze. Hell, I see your eyes blinking. She don't want to say nothing.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you, Mika. When I first posted this in the group, y'all had some shit to say. Say it now.
I gotta go back and remember what I said.
Yeah, okay.
Don't say it with your chest, Mika. Say it with your chest.
Don't be scared.
While he is right, your wifely duty should not be based on feelings. He is absolutely correct, because you can be, sometimes you don't feel like doing right, but you have to, because that is your husband. Now, he's absolutely right. But the comparison of getting up at 2 a.m. and a burglar coming in at 2 a.m., that's two totally different things.
Absolutely.
Two totally different things. So don't think I'm not a good wife because I got to get up in 3 hours for work. But you want a meal? Then you just eat dinner at 8. You get up. You fix a sandwich. You get back in the bed.
Mika, you won't fix the you ain't gonna fix the man no sandwich?
You know, because theoretically, again, we're not gonna say that, you know, let's just say this is not a regular occurrence. This dude don't ask this all the time.
No.
Right? Most dude wouldn't ask nothing like that all the time. But let's say that he did. Maybe he was hungry. Maybe he had something on his mind.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the prerequisite to sharing something with you. or whatever, and he asked you. But your denial,
the Holy Spirit gonna have to lead.
I'm gonna leave it alone for right now, but I ain't through with you. Nikki, have Kenny ever asked you to get up at 2 a.m. in the morning out your sleep, or 12 or whatever, to fix something?
Not out of my sleep, but he has, when he works late and stuff, I make sure that I have his plate fixed and put it in on the island, and he warms it up when he get home, and he has his meal. Because sometimes with his business, he gets home late sometimes, depending on how many moves and stuff he has that day.
That ain't what that man
said. What? A midnight meal?
Could he wake you up
at
2 o'clock in the morning and ask you to go fix your famous spaghetti? Would you get up and go do it?
Not with no darn spaghetti.
But
what I'm saying is, I guess I'm taking it a different way, because my thing is what's wrong with making somebody a midnight meal if they're out working hard, that I'm just got home. That's my I get that.
I get that. But I want to use the scenario that the guy brought up. You sleep. You sleep. He at home already. He been home since 6. Like Mika said, he did just eat at 8 o'clock. He did just eat at 8. But
Hades
for whatever reason, he asked, "Hey, can you get up and fix me a sandwich? I done got a little hungry again."
Hades, no.
I couldn't sleep.
Not if he was been at home all day. No. He can go there and fix some noodles.
Before I go to pastor.
Making them some noodles. Oh,
Jeff,
wow.
Share me your thoughts on this, man.
Yeah, he got to do some noodles or something.
Okay. So first of all, at 2 a.m., I'm not gonna wake you up for no sandwich. I'm not waking up.
Well, what you waking up for?
Some cookie.
This child say tap me on my shoulder, I'll roll over. I don't wake up for 2 a.m. I don't want no chicken. I mean, I do the cooking anyway. So I mean, we done ate good already. So if you're hungry, I'm not gonna wake her up at 2 a.m. for no food.
But some people, so let's leave it like that. He could have used that analogy too. If I wake you up at 2 a.m. for some nookie,
cookies and cream.
Are you gonna get up? Some women would have had the same answer. No, I ain't. I'm in the middle of the sleep. No, I ain't getting up. Their answer would have been the same. Boy. Is that acceptable? You can again. He said your wifely duties is based on your feelings, not based on your obligation. You don't got a problem with that? And I ain't trying to start no shit in your ass, but you ain't got no problem with that.
Look, the doc that already told me, hey, if that's what you want to do, you know, that's what you want to do. So we had an understanding at the beginning.
Okay.
I mean, it's been times hey.
Yeah, because some nights that's when it hits you.
And sometimes,
So then based on that, you would have a problem with it if that was not the case in your situation.
Oh, yeah.
You're in agreement with the fact that whatever wifely duties are, it should not be contingent upon time of day. It should not be contingent upon feelings. And again, we're not necessarily talking about you. If you got COVID, I'm not saying you got to get up and back that thing up and twerk and come out. I'm not saying that. We're talking about a normal, regular, everyday situation. I would assume, Jeff, that you'd have a problem with being turned down.
Yeah, I have a problem being turned down, but that all goes back to the very beginning, maturity,
right,
and communication. That's something that we're gonna talk about.
Okay.
Because we kicking it, we Netflixing and chilling, and sometimes and you wake up and they ask if you're still watching. And I'm moving on to something else. We might do all kinds of stuff in the dating phase. You might get up and make a Taco Bell run. Is this something we will always do, or is it something we just doing today? We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
We got to talk about it.
Love it. And so maybe what this guy is trying to say with this analogy too, he gave the analogy of the intruder because basically what he's trying to illustrate to you is that I don't have a choice in that duty. That even the women said, if you don't get up and see about this intruder, we done. So maybe what he's saying is that some of your duties you need to be looking at like there's not a choice. Pastor, give me your thoughts on this one, man.
I think the nature of the analogy, which I don't think the analogy was really fair, comparing a meal to somebody busting in, trying to take y'all life or something. But I get he's trying to see how far are you willing to inconvenience yourself for my convenience.
That's it, man.
That's good.
That's it,
how
man.
How far are you willing to go to make sure I'm good?
That's it.
And when you throw out a scenario, you start to see what the limits are.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, don't get up at 2 a.m. when we dating and fix me a sandwich, and then when we get married, you act like you can't move. Don't fool me like that.
Yeah.
Don't fool me like that.
Don't switch up.
Right. Don't switch up.
Don't switch up after I do.
Keep that same energy when we married.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's how far are you willing to go to and I think men, it's understood that we inconvenience ourselves all the time. I tell people all the time when your wife takes on something, like she takes on a task, like somebody say, oh, we're gonna sign you up to do so and so. She didn't just get signed up. Both of y'all got signed up.
Wow.
It's a team from the time
wives make assessments on whether they can do stuff based on what their husband can do too, not just themselves. Right,
100% correct.
Before my wife started cooking, she cooks now. Praise God. Before she started cooking, if she was at work and somebody had potluck or something, and she'd be like, "Oh, I can bring spaghetti." Mm-hmm. And then when she get home, hey, I need you to make spaghetti for it. And I'm like, you volunteer because you factor me into the things that you say you gonna do. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. How is that reciprocated, really?
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's the reason why Pastor Smith is here. You hear me? So yeah, I'm with you, man. And to me, this is the conversation that I have early on in the dating, because they get wrapped up into the semantics of why you hungry at 2? Why you forget about that? I'm not even saying I would do it. I want to know your willingness. Like he said, I want to know what your inconvenience point is. Mm-hmm. And in my estimation, there shouldn't be one, because if I'm your dude, my inconvenience level, you think it's always convenience when you got a flat tire? You think it's always convenient when I gotta come jump your shit off?
Dang.
Oh no, you give it a good car. You riding the one that ain't got no air. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, man. And it's a reason why I pay AAA or whoever. Shit, I'm paying them so they can come to change that tire so I don't have to. Let's get some of these audience comments. They seem to be blowing up. Let's see. Hold on. I don't know what she's saying. You're gonna have to elaborate, Miss Producer, on your private chat. But anyway, CJ said, homeboy kind of reaching. I ain't gonna lie, at 2 a.m. now, man. I'm not about to ask anybody to cook. That's just me being polite. Why would you wake somebody up? Nigga better go to Whataburger or something. We get that. But like, I think Pastor hit the nail on the head. It's about the level of inconvenience. Don't get wrapped up. Too many people do that. They get wrapped up into the semantics and specifics of the scenario when they know they're intelligent enough to understand what's being asked here. Don't play me, but don't insult my intelligence by trying to say you shouldn't eat no sandwich. Your ass need to lay off them sandwiches anyway. I don't want to hear that shit.
No, hey, we eat after 12, you get gas.
Right. Right. Hey, we say if an intruder break in our house, I'm going with my man. I'll let him know I got your back. Love it. But is you gonna get up and fix that sandwich? Or
no,
I will make
she didn't say nothing about the sandwich.
And you know what? That's my cousin wife, Arlene, and I know that's the case. Arlene,
hey, Arlene.
I know that about you. And Derrick, check this out. Where Arlene from? Mika, she from
Trinidad.
Trinidad. Is it a cultural thing? Because I would have, if you'd have asked me before, I would have told you Arlene would have got up. I know that already.
Wow.
Now she'd have had to walk Paul in there to get the sandwich. You know? Let's see. Hey, we just said getting up out of your sleep at 2 a.m. to cook for your man is not a yes or no question. Depends on the circumstance. Okay. Paul says Arlene has to run the intruder away and then make me some food. Hilarious. I didn't ask for a lot of things at 2 a.m., but not to cook no sandwich. See, CJ wrapped up in the semantics, right? And we said after certain hours, and if he wants sex, it becomes self-service. I got news for you.
Oh wow.
Oh my.
If I'm having to self-service my gas, I'm likely not going to the same station every time.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Hit the theme music here, because I need to take that one. Let's see. Dr. Corey said, keep that same energy. I think she's probably talking about if we did it before, marriage, you need to do it afterwards.
Yeah.
Facebook user said that boy is an intellectual. Dr. Smith, why she at your house at 2 a.m. before marriage? Because she is. Why we playing?
Right.
Why we playing with each other? Come on. Let's not be.
Yeah.
Hey, you know why she over there. She had some on. She had some on her back. I'm trying to get out for.
A 3-hour movie.
And she said,
"You Bible study till 9 o'clock."
Oh my God!
Said, you cannot compare getting up at 2 a.m. to cook for you. And then Facebook user says the longer women are married, the less they will be bothered. Wow.
What?
No, that's the truth. That's the truth. They ain't. Hey, I can't argue with that. Y'all don't think that's the case?
Yeah. By that time, you know what to ask and what
that's
not to
right.
Yeah.
Right.
You got miles on the car.
You ain't testing the waters no more. You're like, all right, I know what it is. So.
All right. Let's play this last video and break this one down.
Well, don't worry about it. I'm masculine when I meet a feminine woman. Are you feminine? Oh, now it sounds retarded, doesn't it?
Yeah,
now I'm telling you, I'm conditionally masculine based on the woman being feminine. You see how asinine your argument is? Here's the problem. Let me please finish. I even said in the beginning, don't cut me off. Sorry. This is the world we live in, ladies, where a man's roles are static. You are expected to be masculine at all times, whereas a woman's roles are negotiable. You can be a lady when you fucking feel like it. And here's the thing. You know who loses? You lose. Because when you're not naturally feminine and you have this masculine energy, let me tell y'all something about men that you guys want. They have options. Why am I going to deal with this crass, annoying, rude, obnoxious, masculine woman that's trying to compete with me when I can go get a naturally submissive, attractive woman that's going to follow my lead and want peace, not a competitor or a co-partnership?
They want the lead.
This tweet, Harry Hilson, and I'm actually very happy that all of you were familiar with this tweet because it goes to speak volumes about modern day women today. Modern day women today follow women like this that don't know what the hell they're talking about, because her saying I'm conditionally feminine is like me going up to you wearing a dress and heels saying I'm conditionally masculine until I meet a girl that is feminine. That is a retarded concept, but we allow women to walk around with this backwards mindset, but men are never allowed to have this, right?
No,
so by your logic, that's exactly what's going on. Now, this goes to a deeper rooted problem that you alluded to earlier. We live in a world now where women are taught from a young age that acting like a man, being strong and independent, and having your own and 50-50 partnerships is what men want. It is not what men want. And as a matter of fact, the stats back it. We have the highest divorce rates we've ever had. We have the lowest marriage rates we've ever had. And 80% of divorces are initiated by women.
You also realize that there are also 90% of like marriages are pushed on by women, not men.
Yeah.
Like the women are the ones that
exactly.
I'm agreeing
and
with
then
you.
they initiate the divorce. So who like so what I'm trying to say is that we have clear-cut black and white data that shows that 50-50 partnerships don't work. We have clear-cut data that as women have become more liberated and by virtue become more masculine and become more, how do I say this, independent, marriages have suffered that as a result, and we have more single women than ever before. And on top of that, we have the lowest approval ratings of life from women. As women have gotten more rights, they've been less and less happy. 1 in 4 women walks around doped up on antidepressant medication and anxiety medication.
Yep.
So who's really losing? It ain't the men. I'll tell you this, because what's happening is this. The men that the women are fighting for, they see what's going on. Yo, these chicks are masculine. These girls are ratchet. These girls are promiscuous. I ain't wifing none of them. I'm going to just fuck and be good. So as...
INDEPENDENT. Yeah, be by yourself. I'm going to you first on this one, Pastor. Is he talking out the side of his neck, or is he on to something?
I don't think he's not looking at it the same way, because traditionally women didn't just go and do their own thing in society, right? That was covering either by a father or husband, and women, back in the day, they didn't just go out and do things. But now we have women who are actually going out into a world by themselves. So having a masculine energy is kind of protective. The thing is knowing how to manage it and turn it on and off, because when you're with somebody, it's like, okay, I don't need this masculinity now because I have somebody who is naturally masculine who can step in and do this. But I think it becomes a thing of, you talk about that control. You get so used to that masculinity to the point that you kind of like the control. Right? And honestly, women like control. They do. They like control. So if you give them that, you go have to wrestle it out of their hands most of the time. But
wrestle it out.
but knowing how to turn it off.
Right.
Knowing how to turn it off, you gotta do that. Like he said, it's the expectations for us are kind of set in stone. We can't, right. It's like you see dudes in the car while they women pumping gas and stuff like that. We gonna look at him like, dude, what you doing sitting in the car, man? Get out and pump that gas, right?
Oh yeah.
But maybe he's exercising like, I'm gonna be conditionally feminine, you be conditionally masculine. So get out there and pump that gas. In your car, pump that gas. So you don't want to play that game. So
Yeah, no, I'm with it. I've had females tell me before, I like being with you because when I'm with you, I ain't got to think.
She don't have to think.
Don't have to think. She goes, I just can. I know you got it, And she goes, and I got to think all day. I'm a supervisor on my job. She goes, I get tired of having to lead folks. So when I got somebody that lead, I like turning it off, or whatever, or when we travel, I ain't got to worry about where the gate at and where the hotel at and how we getting back there. I just need to follow you. Mika, are you conditionally feminine? You're a boss at the job. You know how to sit your ass down somewhere?
Boy, I almost cussed you straight out. I totally agree with Derrick. You have to know when to turn it on and off. When you get to your house, you cannot run your husband like you run them folks at the job. You have to I think you just have to know when to turn it on and off. And there are times where I catch myself doing extra, and y'all, it's something that I really have to pray about. Like, Lord, let me live in that feminine energy. Like, you don't have to do all of that. You can bring it down. You can let other people lead. But when you're so used to, like you said, being out in the world by yourself and taking care of things at the house and not being, and being single, you have to know when to turn it on and off. And that's one thing I have truly, worked on, even in counseling and, just praying about different things. But yeah, you have to know when to turn it on and off.
All right. Nicole.
Yeah, I can say I can say for myself that when I first got married, I was not submissive at first because I had been by myself for so long, taking care of my own self, taking care of my own kids, all of that. But as time progressed, I was able to take a look at myself and say, well, why do I need a husband if I'm going to be still doing everything that a man would do with, here in my household with my kids and all that kind of stuff. So I just decided that I just prayed and just asked God to just help me be submissive, help me let my husband be the lead. And that's what happened. It wasn't overnight, but it happened. So I can understand that, because when you haven't been with somebody with a man for a long time, or you haven't had a relationship, those things, you just take everything on your own. So like our mom did when we were growing up.
Jeff, are you conditionally masculine, sir, or are you masculine all the time?
I don't have no choice but to be masculine all the time. I'm the man where I come from.
I heard that.
I'm the man all the time. I ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it no other way. I mean, I kind of agree with the season queen. Doc was like that when I met her. She was really, on her independent stuff because she was a single mother.
Right.
But she said before, she's told people that I provided a safe place for her.
Yes.
So then she was able to start operating in that feminine energy and be in that soft girl era, that she needed to be. She felt safe. She felt secure. Mm-hmm. She didn't have to worry about if I had it or who was watching her six, because I was on her. Mm-hmm. She definitely checks out. Like she will. You got it.
That's why I put this comment up. She says, yes, I love leaving my brain at home when I'm with Bae. So she basically is saying the exact same thing. And so I'm willing to bet she would tell you that there's a certain level of peace that she discovered when she was able to operate in that fashion.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, love it. Let's get the rest of these comments and then we'll come back and give our final thoughts on this one. Let's see. We got that's from Yogi. Okay, so when he said the longer women are married, the less they will be bothered. That sounds like a comment too, doesn't it? Let's see. Weeda says self-service is when he help himself to you from behind.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Well, I want to see you sleep through that here, because if I
oh my God.
Let's see. Facebook user says they like the kitchen too, but you can't seem to get in there though. Get them in there though. Wow, that's probably John too. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
What's up, big Mike? He goes, "What up, fam? Hey, Ivan, I miss you. B-Day, bro. My bad, folk. Happy belated. Hey, not a problem. We need to get you back on, man. We need to get you back on. I was thinking about you the other day. Let's see. Facebook user said, "Hey, how could a man be sometimes masculine, and why does my name not pop up anymore?" Can't help you with that, but other than giving Facebook permission. Yeah, that's right. And that's what he's trying to say. I think his overall point, I don't like getting lost in the minutia sometimes of the examples and all that other kind of stuff. But he makes a valid point. Our femininity and our masculinity, neither one of them should be conditional. They should be what happens. Because again, he talked about, and you heard some other guys talked about what men are attracted to and what women are attracted to. A man ain't attracted to your salary. Most of us, again, we're talking in generalities, but most of us could care less. That ain't what I'm attracted to. I got news for you. I've said this time and time again in my search. You can work at Taco Bell or you can work at TI. Shit, I don't care. None of that mean nothing to me. I'm demonstrating on a daily basis that I got this. Okay, so we good in terms of that. But how are you feminine? Are you See, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not even gonna say, "Are you submissive?" because I don't want to turn you off mentally. But I'm gonna say, "Are you cooperative?"
That's
You
good.
follow what I'm saying? Are you cooperative?
Mm-hmm.
But it's good when I said it because I said it so soft. When Kevin Samuels was saying the same thing, the Negro got roasted. That's the word he used to always say. Cooperative. That's what men are looking for, is a cooperative woman. Somebody who's willing to cooperate. And that doesn't mean that we get our way all the time. Because I got news for you. When you are cooperative, a man is more likely to second think what was his decision. He's going to be like, okay, now we're going to go do this. And if you're like, okay, baby, I'm going to support you. He's going to continue to think about it. Men don't stop thinking about their decisions just because they're made. We continue to think about it. Yep. And the more cooperative you are and say, baby, you know, I'm fine with what you want to do. Just think about this too, or make sure we're considering this.
Right.
Whatever you want to do, you know, I got your back. And I promise you that man is more likely to come back and say, you know what, baby, you was right. You know, once I added that into it, let's not do that. Let's go on and go your way. You know, men continue to think. I can't tell you how many times that I continue to think. And sometimes weeks later, I come back and say, I done changed my mind on that one. You know, let's go a different direction. All right, final thoughts, and we'll put this one to bed. Galen, I see you, homeboy. He goes, happy belated birthday, my brother. Galen, now I'm just a Facebook user. Yeah, you have to give him permission. You have to keep giving him permission because it expires. Final thoughts. Let's start with the season queen. Then we'll go to Mika, Derrick, and then Jeff.
Well, first of all, thank you guys again for participating with us, Derrick and Latoya's husband.
His name Jeff.
Jeff. Okay, I didn't never know your name was Jeff. Okay, so I thank you both for joining us on tonight. You guys had some great feedback, and I just thank you guys for just being here and taking time out of your busy schedules that I know that you guys have to be with us. And I thank the listening audience as well for participating. And just make sure you if you're married or if you're in a relationship, just make sure that you both are just letting God lead you, and pray together. My husband and I pray together with our kids and by ourselves every night. And so with that, you can come in agreement on what your marriage is going to look like. So
okay, cool. Miss Producer, put Latoya's comment up there for me, please. It's okay. He answers to Latoya's husband regularly.
I'm sure he does.
All right, Mika, final thoughts.
Shout out to Derrick and Jeff for coming to add a little seasoning to the show.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all. And to quickly just put it about the topics, I think a lot of those answers and the way you decide is based on maturity. And I think that helps you make a lot of decisions, maturity and wisdom in your relationships and how you just go about your everyday life.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Pastor, final thoughts, sir.
Well, first of all, let me say it's been a pleasure being on here with the good people of Queen3 King. And my homeboy right here, Mr. Jeff. Good to meet you, man. Let me say this. My mama used to get mad at my sisters. I was a lot younger, so I didn't have the same expectation. But when they didn't clean up the house, she come home from work and the house wasn't clean. And she used to say something. She said, every last one of y'all scared that you're going to do more than the other one. And so nothing gets done.
Oh, man.
This is what we're dealing with relationships. Everybody's scared.
That's a good analogy.
Somebody's going to do more than the other one.
Right.
Loving somebody is taking that risk of going all in. It may not be received. That's what loving really is. You want it to be received.
Yes.
But it's not a guarantee all the time. But you don't base it on what that person is doing. Right. By the time you start the back and forth and the tit for tat, the relationship is pretty much gone. It's pretty much done at that point. So take the risk. If you love somebody, mean it and show it in how far you're willing to go to make things better for them. Yeah. So don't just do you. Learn how to do us.
That's right.
That's my
point. Y'all see what he did? Y'all see what he did? I was waiting to see if he was going to do it and say, and that's my final thoughts. He did. Let's go ahead and put up this last comment. That's from his wife, where she say, "Boy, you preaching." So this is from John. He goes, "Tell Mika to get her money back from her therapist." And we just say I'm more of a negotiator than a cooperator. And then Dr. Selena said, "Boy, you preaching too."
He did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, no doubt. And you see, he did a good job of saying those are my final thoughts. So you have trained him sufficiently, man. Jeff, final thoughts, sir.
Woo! First of all, I am so glad I'm married. I don't have to deal with this foolishness. I'm so glad I ain't single. Mature. I second sentiments of everybody else. Thank y'all for letting me say something, be on the show.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Maturity. I wake up every day to serve my wife. Loving her means serving.
Amen.
A privilege to serve. It's a privilege to have her. It's a privilege to have this home and my kids in good health. So I make it a point every day to serve. And for us, it just becomes a habit of trying to outserve the other. Humility is strength under control. We can act out all we want to, but once you get to the point where you know who you're with and they love you and you love them, the world is under your feet. As long as God is at the head. So I am first of all, I'm just glad I'm not married and that's my wife.
Yeah, not saying man, let me just say, the scripture that comes to mind when he says that is that he that is chief among you, let him serve.
Right.
And we unfortunately as leaders, whether it be in our careers, in our households, even with our family, our extended family, outside of our households, with our cousins and nieces and nephews and aunties and whatever, he that is chief amongst you, let him serve. And they think that just because I got this title, because I'm the king, mean I don't have to serve no more. The king is the number one server of the people.
Serve the most, yes, sir.
And a worthy king is gonna know that. Let's get these last few comments, and then I'll give my final thoughts, and we'll sign off from this one. And we just said awesome podcast. Peace out.
Thank you.
And then Facebook user says, "Great analogy, bro. Podcast is coming up, and we're going to team up." But that is great analogy. Most Black folks are scared to do good with other Black folks because they feel like they're getting cheated just because the other person is Black. All right. And then Facebook person says, "If you love me, be one with the kids." I like John again.
Yeah.
Again, just like the queens have said, Derrick, it's been too long, man. Without a doubt, you showed right away why the invitation was extended. You show, while I need to, I'll just be honest with you. We just don't want to be bugging you, man. We know Dr. Selena likes sitting up under the couch with you on Tuesday nights, or whatever.
That's what we're going to be doing, bro. Just
you got your show on Monday nights, and so we know, so we just don't want to be bugging you, man. We would have you on all the time because you always come with such dope nuggets like that.
Absolutely.
Man. So we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, who you are. You and I have had enough conversations one-on-one, man, for me to tell you how I feel about you. If you remember early on, the first conversation we had was full of compliments, man. We did in that conversation what men don't do enough of with each other. We showered each other with love. We gave each other flowers just between me and him. It wasn't out loud. It wasn't with nobody else. It was just we shared what we thought of each other to each other, and that hasn't changed, and it never will, man. I got the utmost amount of respect for you, so I appreciate you for taking the time, man. It is not gone unnoticed. Jeff, my bestie, my nigga, even if you don't get no bigger. I appreciate you. Well, another thing we have in common too is cooking. He probably don't know that. about mine. I know maybe he does. I just don't, I get in spurts. I think he's probably more consistent with his culinary expertise, than I am. But what we're gonna need to do, we're gonna need to have me, him, and Wilkes get together in the kitchen, invite everybody over, and just eat one day. Invite the couples over. The only exception in the kitchen I might make is Cheryl, though, because if John and Cheryl come, she's gonna have to get something. So yeah, we may need to do that. But I appreciate you, Jeff. You showed yourself very well, sir. Very well, and we will definitely be having you back on again.
Yes,
if there's
sir.
a topic that you come across that you want to pop on and chop it up with you, if your wife says okay, man, come on.
Right, I got to check in with her first.
Yeah.
She shared it all.
All right.
If I can come out here.
And for my final thoughts, I'm just gonna say this: we've been talking about feminine energy and masculine energy and conditional, duties and things of that nature. And I'm just gonna say, women, get out of your masculine energy if you're in it way too much. And I'm gonna say, men, get into your feminine energy if you're not in it enough. Because I'm telling you right now, how can you know how to lead someone who operates in feminine energy if you're not familiar with your own?
Right.
You need to operate in your feminine energy from time to time and understand what that's about. I'm not by any stretch of the imagination saying allow your emotions to dominate your intellect. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that you better be familiar with all aspects of yourself, including your feminine energy. Because whether you homophobic and don't know it or not, you have feminine energy.
Yeah.
You understand? When you're in the shower and you're reaching to clean the back of your ankle, don't you lift up on your tippy toe and get the back part of your calf? You don't think I know that, huh? I know that's what you do. So I'm just being silly. But operating your feminine energy, you'd be surprised at how much you learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much you learn from it and how much your partner will appreciate it if you show an understanding of what that is. So hey, again, viewers out there, again, y'all's comment and your participation is what makes the show. We appreciate it. Not sure what the topic will be next week because the Rangers are in the playoff, the Texas Rangers. If they are on a Tuesday, we may be shutting it down because hopefully they will advance. They're up 2-0 on the Houston Astros. So if they advance to the next round, we're not sure what they'll be on. So we'll be playing that by ear. But either way, stay tuned to BS3 Network. We are live on Roku TV. You can find us on all your podcast platforms. And I also want to give a shout out to the baby queen, Lily. She's taking care of her unconditional motherly duties today as well. So
we missed you, Lee.
Out to her. Yeah, miss having you on because I know she'd have had some good stuff to say about this one. And Derrick, before we sign off, go ahead and let them know where they can find you.
You can find me at Man Talk Mondays. That's Man-Talk Mondays on Facebook. Also on YouTube and the podcast platforms, all the podcast platforms as well. You can find us there. And also Overcomers Empowerment Ministries, which is also on Facebook Sunday mornings. And I'm also on Clubhouse. I teach on Clubhouse every Monday morning too as well. So if you need a word, you need a word.
I need a word every day.
Yeah, go follow them on social media. Go follow, subscribe to their YouTube channels and pages, and comment and let them know, hey, I saw you on Queen3 King, and follow them. Jeff, where can they get a hold of you, sir?
On Instagram, Chef Jeff TX, or you can check out the food truck, The Holy Box, WHOLLY box, on Instagram as well.
Okay, that's what's up. And for those of you tuning in to BS3 Network, the Roku TV channel, the YouTube channel, stay tuned for an episode of Body Talk Fit. This is some fitness. She talks to some dancers. She talked to some. I mean, when I say she has some heavy hitters on there, last couple of weeks ago, she had one of the local radio personalities on, and that I absolutely love what they are doing with fitness and incorporating some sensuality and saying, hey, come spice your marriage up here. you know, and stuff like that. So
Nice.
if you're looking for a girls party, she put those on, stuff like that. So check Noelle out. She's cool people too.
Noelle.
Noelle Daniels, Body Talk Fit. She comes on right after Queen 3 and King on Tuesday. And for all of us here at Queen 3 and King, we certainly appreciate your time, and we will see you on the next episode of Queen 3 and King. We out.
Bye, fam.
Want beef, then we cooking, bro. Bring the hook in. Queen 3 and King, we the team. It's going down. We the talk of the town. It's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns. It's going down. Tune in now. It's going down. It's going down. We just hit you with another one. It's going down. We just hit you with another one. It's going down. We just hit you with another one. Tune in now. We just hit you with another one. It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King.